God, I was watching a video about Asian beetles. God, I hate Asian beetles so much. If you don't know, in Illinois here, we have a thing called Asian beetles. And, well, they look like ladybugs, but they're not. They're really annoying. They stink when you crush them. I remember once I was drinking Pepsi and it tasted weird, and one of the little assholes fell in my Pepsi. Ugh. I mean, ugh. They're so annoying, because they literally just crawl in your window and die. They just crawl in your window and die. And when I say die, I mean, like, there are tons of them. They're so annoying. They clutter everything, and they just die in mass. I hate Asian beetles. Asian ladybug beetles, apparently, are what they're called. I despise them. Where's my watch? No idea. Hello, viewer. Sorry for my absence. That was a long absence. Hello, viewers. just realized that if I do build this bridge like this, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna build the cable supports right here. I'm gonna build another bridge, but I want to see like how good the cables fit if I make like 4 of them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Don't worry, we'll find out. I don't want to get the big boy pillars because those are just. Shit. Ooh. Wait, what? I forgot about that. The 2020 Easter tornado. 2 miles. That's a chunker. Watch it. Another tornado video, of course. Dude, 2 miles? God damn, that is a big boy. Even, like, for my field, which I like to look at tornadoes, that's a big-ass nader. Ooh. I like that idea. You know what I like to say? In America, in Australia, life tries to kill you. In America, the sky tries to kill you. Yeah, you Aussies, you gotta deal with whatever your animals. We Americans have to deal with these damn tornadoes. Can you imagine that? Now I start to imagine it. Can you imagine being like any person? Like colonialists or the Native Americans that don't have an ounce. Actually, that's not fair for me to say they don't have an ounce of meteorological understanding. They have. I mean, even the colonialists. Oh my goodness, the colonialists had meteorological understanding. What I mean to say is that neither of these guys had like complex meteorology. Like, you know, the Native Americans and the colonials, they probably figure out, okay, whatever's gonna rain. But it's fair to say that neither group knew about like CAPE or like, you know, wind shear, like complex wind shear. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? And the reason I say that, can you imagine being a colonialist or a Native American or anybody like we don't have any radars or whatever, and you just see this giant cloud come out of the sky, and when it touches the ground, destroys everything in its path. And then as soon as it goes, and as soon as it spawns in, gone. Gone. Forever and ever. That's gotta be scary as hell, dude. Oh my god. I'm watching the video about this tornado. 2.25 miles. That is a fat bitch right there. Yikes. 2 miles is very big for a tornado. Again, the biggest being 2.6 from the El Reno from 2013. Damn, that's a big nader, brother. Hello, viewer. Yeah! Man, you are progressing very fast. You're gonna go faster than me because, one, you're probably not gonna build all these fancy roads. And two, you got 2 people, not 1. Oh, yes. Yeah. If you did not do any research on this game, you're going much faster than I am. Good job. Now that you have coal, you have just unleashed automated power. Your ability to build large factories just became apparent. Now, you don't have to go and refuel your biofuel generators anymore. You're going to be free to do a lot more stuff. You got to make a bunch of smart plating and versatile framework. Yup. And I'm going to tell you this. Start hoarding it. Start hoarding those two items. If you do, you're going to find out that making the other phases in the future are going to be nicer. Much some more black on there. By the way, guys, I might do, later in about, I don't know, less than 2 hours, I'm gonna get off and go over to go look at the wind farm. I'm gonna go eat some pizza, and I'm gonna come back home. Oh, I need plates. By the way, if you unlock beams, you're gonna find out that buildings can be super fun with them. We're gonna try and make motors. Go! Do it! Now, to make rotors, you're gonna actually need rotor and a stator. Now, I actually knew about rotors and stators and motors before. The rotor is the thing in the core that spins. The stator is the thing that stays still. Here's how you think about it. Stator, it's gonna be static or still. Rotor is the thing that rotates. It's going to be moving. The electric motor exploits electromagnetism to turn electrical energy into mechanical rotary energy. Can you imagine what humans would do without the motor? Like, come on. We can't be... You wouldn't be watching my damn stream right now if we didn't know how to make motors. Motors are cool. I love hoarding motors. I hoard a lot of motors. And I've gotten to see all size motors, from your simple DC motors to motors that literally drive wind turbines. Yeah. I saw a motor that drives a wind turbine yaw system to make it tilt. They're as big. They're probably about, I want to say, like 2 foot long and 1 foot wide. They're huge. They probably weigh at least 200 pounds. Just from eyeballing it. Not gonna lie, I think we made insane progress because we got 3 people. 3 people. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I kept 3 people. Now, here's what I recommend you do. I mean, this is obvious. Split up your jobs upon multiple people. Have one dude go get motors. Another guy maybe go get another resource, right? And so on and so forth. Another thing I can recommend in this game, and I can't recommend enough, is build modular factories. Do not build planned production, which means like say, oh, I'm gonna build this, I'm gonna make it 100 motors, I'm gonna quit. No, make it expandable, because if you make it expandable, you're gonna realize that expanding your factory is gonna be significantly easier. Oh yeah, I see blueprints. Yes, blueprints. Listen. Now, blueprints, you may be like, okay, whatever. Blueprints will vastly speed up your progress. I can do it, and do it now. Because by the way, I want to reference something. I built this road from here all the way to here, right? That's how big that road is. From that top of the map to the bottom, it took me about 8 days. I built a road from right here to here, and it took me 4 days. And the difference was, it's just a tad bit shorter, but the other route, I used blueprints. You can literally cut days, even weeks off of construction, depending on how big your construction project is. I need to go get more... I need to go get more, plates. If you can, on that phase, it's oh wait, you have to probably get to the phase where you unlock fuel. I recommend unlocking the jetpack. This is actually quite funny. I got all the friends addicted to the game. See, I told you, there's only one bad thing about this game. You're gonna get hooked. You can deny it, you can say no, I'm not getting... No, you're gonna get hooked. You're gonna get hooked. I haven't streamed any other game in over 3 months. I'm making plans in the chat. I'll stream another game. You're just gonna get hooked. Oh, also, hey, get this stuff. Get this stuff. This is called SAM. It stands for Strange Alien Matter. Now, this isn't a really good node, but it's the closest one to you. Strange Alien Matter is a solid, albeit slightly unstable matter that in its dormant phases does nothing, but in its processed forms can alter the molecular bonds of matter itself. Let's just say SAM has interesting characteristics when it's allowed to interact with matter. We're talking teleportation. We're talking transmogrification. We're talking dimensional uploading. Dimensional uploading. I'll demonstrate this. Do you see me going into, you see how I'm building? And I'm not going back to go get resources. Now, to the untrained eye, this may look like I'm cheating or I'm in creative mode, but I'm going to show you while I'm at the base what in the hell is going on. Why do I keep getting resources if I'm not going back to go get them? Am I using creative mode? The answer is no. I'm not using creative mode. I'll demonstrate this. Actually, I'm gonna go check on this cell. We turned it off the last time I was over here. Give me a second, I'm gonna check my generator before I can show you. Alright, so it's flat now. Yeah, give me a second. Guns, I think you can actually unlock in like either Caterium or that's a sulfur node. Oh my god, these are huge. Oh, check this out. This scanner thing will actually let you sniff out different collectibles and find them. I heavily recommend... You have to sacrifice a hard drive in order to find hard drives, but it's worth it. But here's a thing. If you ever are scared about syncing hard drives, you will literally... There are enough hard drives to get every single alternate recipe and research in the man. Okay. Almost there, chat. At least I don't have to walk or drive over here. I mean, I could drive. Welcome to my vault. And you're gonna realize that, what the hell are these things sticking out? I want to introduce you to the dimensional uploader. Now, let me demonstrate this for you. Let's take let's stack all these outclad plates on the ground here. So let's say I'm building Mark V belts. Watch this. Do you honk? You're gonna. Do you think? Oh, we are. So if you look at the box, I'm missing outclad aluminum sheets. Here's them. Now I'm gonna take this sheet. I'm gonna upload it. Now. There is nothing. There are no outclad sheets in my inventory. But, if I go here, you can see that purple. That means that the stuff, the resources I'm trying to build with, it's in the quote-unquote pocket dimension. So what's happening is that all these outclad sheets can be uploaded here. And it just goes into this pocket dimension. And I can build from it. So if you're wondering, how am I able to build with all this concrete? How is that a thing? It's because, see this? This little rig I have, it's supposed to be temporary. This is how I keep building all of my roads. It's because I'm getting literally an endless amount of concrete. This will supply me with almost 1,000 concrete per minute. So there's almost no way I can run out. Now, this is messy. This is an alien technology. Now, you're going to want to get a lot of Mercer spheres, and you're going to also get a lot of you're going to want to get a lot of SAM fluctuators. So SAM is what can help you make this. So watch this. So now as I build, you can see, look, all those iron plates going up in my inventory. It's because it's being uploaded. I'll go show you. So of course, this is why you get the MAM. However, be aware that when you do use the MAM, you can only research one thing at a time. It does not matter. If you try to put multiple MAMs down, you can only do one thing at a time. So you're going to want to go for this branch. And this is the one thing you want to get. It's called the Dimensional Depot. And to do this, you're going to need to first get some SAM, not hard. Get some SAM reanimation, which requires 20 more SAM, not hard at all. And you got to do Fluctuator. The Fluctuators are going to need SAM, reanimated SAM, pipes, and wires. Question. Are you at steel yet? Have you acquired the ability to make steel? Because if you did, if you get the ability to make steel, do not build your steel plant yet. Whatever you do, do not build SAM. No, wait! Stop. I'm going to tell you a little trick. You can get 1.5 times more steel than you're supposed to. So, this is your output. You get 3 iron and 3 coal, right? Equals a steel ingot, right? But, if you smelt your iron, and you send it in with coal, you go from 3 iron for 3 steel, to 2 iron to 3 steel. So you can, it requires extra energy in order for you to actually smelt the ingot, but you can actually get more bang for your buck if you get the solid steel ingot alternate recipe. So 2 coal, 2 iron, 3 steel versus 3 iron, 3 coal, 3 steel. It takes a bit more energy to make this, but I would definitely make this recipe right here. This is a really good recipe. Now you got pure nodes, so you could, and you also got a bunch of coal. You can make a bajillion hard drives. Okay, so hard drives, there are about like 120 of them scattered on the map, or either there was 113, one of the two. There's anywhere between like 110 to 130 hard drives on the map. Now, be careful if you go find the ones over here. A lot of them are radioactive. You can actually, if you're on an iPad or you're on a device, copy this stream and pause this frame right here, or go to the Satisfactory map. These are all the drop pods that I have mapped out. What the hell? I don't know why it's marking the water. Oh, it's because I have a... I'm stupid. It's because I have the radio tower up. So the radio tower, this bad boy, the radar tower, you can unlock it. It could, quartz technology, whatever. It helps scan the surrounding area. So if I go look over here, look at that area, I get to see all of the resource nodes. Okay, and another thing I recommend you do, go into quartz. If you go into quartz, you have to spend quartz, okay, then you get silica. Now, the silica will allow you to build glass. But, get these. Get these. This is a Blade Runner. It's very cheap. Now, now watch this. I'm gonna take my Blade Runners off. This is how fast you run with Blade Runners off. Ready? Now when you put these on, look how far you can go. This is just with Blade Runners, by the way. They also reduce your fall damage. Blade Runners are an absolute must-have in this game. They pair so good with the jetpack. And they only need a couple of frames and whatever. Just frames and silica to build. So yeah, if you haven't, get these dudes. These are amazing. Also, get crystal oscillators, because you can actually make what's called the rigger motor recipe, which means that if you make oscillators and you combine it with rotors and stators, you can actually get more motors. But making crystal oscillators is a huge pain in the ass. Also, if you go down, yes, but I don't have it linked. Even if I did have it linked, I don't really go on my Discord a lot. Get the Explorer as well. The Explorer is the fastest vehicle in the game. So first, it is a bit ways down. First, you gotta get your quartz. This is easy. Then you gotta get your crystals, which is easy. And you told me you get a lot of these, so that should be easy for you. And all you gotta do is get these oscillators and these, frames. Now, you're not going to be able to automatically make crystal oscillators. You have to handcraft them. But they require the recipe stated below. You need cables, reinforced iron plates, and crystals. But if you do this, you can actually get the Explorer, which is very fast. Forgot, where did I get the gun at? Here it is. Here's the gun. So first you take sulfur. Then you gotta get sulfur and coal, which gets you black powder. And then you gotta get plastic. You're not able to get plastic right now unless you go find plastic at hard drive spots. But even if you do find plastic, unless you're able to make it, you're not gonna be able to make a lot of ammo. Then you have to do this. You have to make powder. The problem with this is that smokeless powder needs heavy oil residue, so you're not going to be able to see the rifle for a little bit, unfortunately. Oh, another thing I could be able to show you. So, quartz is also really good. Oh, yeah, right, quartz. It's mycelia. Mycelia can make you fabric, and fabric can make you the parachute. Honestly, I'd get this. This. Mycelia can be collected if you cut down any mushrooms or cacti. You're very close to them. If you want a gun, a decent starter is the rebar gun. The rebar gun is okay. It's not the best when you compare it to the rifle, but this can help you. Oh my gosh, I am so jealous. 5 people. By the way, you need to consider yourself lucky. I'm not moping and being a pouty little bitch. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, good job. With 5 people on your server, you're gonna get shit done. You're gonna get things done faster than me. Even if I locked in right now, you're gonna get things done faster than me. There's your uranium node over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's called teamwork, my friend. Actually, this is a good area. I can give you a good overview of what you're looking at. Dude, I regret spawning in the freaking southern plains. The only bad thing about this is that you have to clear out a lot of trees to grow. By the way, fun fact, the people who made this game made, they made Goat Simulator. The devs who made this game aren't actual dickheads. They actually care for their community, and I love it. Something that seems to be becoming very rare in recent times. Oh, by the way, if I were you, stay away from uranium until you can actually mine it. Trust me, it's radioactive. And I'm going to give you a very good warning. If you carry uranium on your inventory, it will kill you and irradiate you slowly to death. So just giving you guys a heads up. Uranium is very rare. It's only found in a select few places. Actually, I'm going to assume that you guys are close to or have gotten the tractor. But if you haven't, this is the Explorer. Look how fast this thing is. It consumes fuel like a mofo, but still. So this can be unlocked in the quartz zone. And this dude can handle rough terrain like nothing. By the way, fun fact, if you've ever seen this mountain, you can easily see it from your base. If you see this mountain, that is the highest point in the entire game. Damn it. You know what I would honestly do? It sounds weird, but I would split some of your friends up and have them go to different locations in the game, connect each location with like conveyor belts, maybe trains, and like for example, have one friend work with iron, the other with like copper and stuff, and maybe do something like that. Of course, it's your game. You make the call. You know what's going on. This having teamwork in this game is very beneficial. Like, I know any game is, but especially this game. When you can have multiple people focusing on either different things or assigning everybody on the one task, it doesn't matter how you put it, honestly. You're just going to get stuff done. Running the server off the college computer server room. Honestly, as long as you back that boy up, man, you might want to do that. You're Australian, right? I'm gonna guess. I guess you're an Australian American. Well, guess what the hell? You're gonna soon find a material that's very well native to Australia. Bauxite. Bauxite is a raw form of aluminum, but unlike other forms of ores in this game, you can't just run it through a refinery. You have to turn it into a solution, convert the solution into scrap, and melt down the scrap into melt down the scrap with silica. Yeah. But yeah, apparently, I have another viewer in Australia, but Australia is rich in bauxite. Australia, I think, is like one of the best aluminum producers in the world, if I'm not wrong. Aluminum makes up about 8% of the Earth's crust. The most common, you know, I'm not going to say metal. It is a metal, but it's actually a non-metal. It's not a transition metal like iron is. Although it is energy intensive to smelt aluminum in real life, it is very energy cheap to remelt it. And fun fact, aluminum, when you melt it, you actually keep almost 100% of your metal. Like, some metal, when you melt it back down, it turns into vapor and you lose it forever. But with aluminum, this doesn't happen. It essentially, you get the amount of aluminum as you get out as much aluminum as you put in. Another energy-intensive thing to refine is titanium. Because titanium, it bonds to oxygen, and it never likes to let go. So you have to put a lot of energy into separating the titanium and oxygen bond. Let's see, I just looked it up. Australia is extremely rich in bauxite, holding some of the world's largest reserves. It is the world's largest producer of bauxite, mining over 100 million metric tons annually. It produces oh my god, Australia produces 25 to 30% of the world's bauxite. And it holds 11.7 to 16% of all of it in the world. That means if you take 100 cubic meters of bauxite, 11, and anywhere between 12 to 16 of those cubic meters are going to be found in Australia. Yeah. The industry has over 50 years of experience, produced over 100 million tons of bauxite annually. I think that's why Australia is so orange. Of iron oxide in the soil, vast amount. Interesting. I wonder if it's also possibly. Not directly from bauxite. So it's mostly iron. Kind of like Mars. I've always looked at geographic pictures of Australia, and it's so orange. But yeah, every time I think about Australia here, Gold Coast, we're at the area of 4 biomes. Up north we got jungle, west desert, and south is cold. Yeah, you're actually, you guys are gonna get cold right now if I'm not wrong, because you are. Yeah. You know what I say? In Australia, the plants and animals try to kill you. In America, the weather tries to kill you. There's literally a freaking plant that leaves neurotoxic needles in your skin that stay there forever. Apparently some dude tried to wipe his ass with them, and he got it's so bad that he literally took his own life. Like, why? Yeah, I actually can tap into Australian radar. I can tap into American, Australian, and Canadian radars. I can literally tap it. I'm tapping in, right? Oh, I can actually tap into Korean radars. South Korean, though. Yep. Let's see, Australia looks pretty clean right now. Oh, there's a little one. Let's see, Monkey Mia and Karen Narvin. That's how you call it. There. It seems to be a cell over there. Aw. You guys only got reflectivity? I'm so spoiled with American radars because American radars have like reflectivity, velocity. Yeah, I've heard Australia gets nailed with severe storms. But obviously, in my opinion, and well, in just meteorological fact, no place beats America in terms of cyclogenesis. North America, parts of Europe, and in Myanmar. Myanmar is like the worst place to be. Myanmar suffers the worst tornado deaths in the world. There was a tornado that killed like 1,500 people there once. So the deadliest tornado is not even in America. It's not even on the American continent itself. Not even in the same hemisphere as America. Yeah, it's very warm today. You know what, guys? I'm glad to announce today's the first day. I'm wearing shorts. First day of 2026. We're wearing shorts. That's probably a little bit of a. I mean, EF5 though. In the desert. I don't know if it's an EF5 because if it hits in the desert and it doesn't destroy anything, it doesn't get rated EF5. However, if we're talking about Australia here, you definitely could have a different system of rating them. Because in America, if an EF5 touches literally nothing, if a tornado that has EF5 winds strikes and hits absolutely but F nothing, it doesn't get the EF5 rating. It gets EF0. You know what's cool? Sometimes there are so many bats that come up every night in America that the radars literally can detect them. Interesting. Let me see. Actually, I can see Tornado Archive. I can look and see. Look up the website tornadoarchive.com, and you can see every single tornado that we've recorded. I remember when I joined, they only did America, but I think now they're going worldwide with it. I think Australia has a couple recorded ones from Tornado Archive. Does it? Oh wait, I have to change to Australia or world. Dude, it's so funny how there's so many tornadoes in America. It lags. Has the most in the world. Oh yeah, we are just in a hotbed. Okay, so it looks like Australia has two main tornado zones. The southeast, from roughly around from the southeastern piece of Queensland to the southern central South Australia region, and the southern west chunk of Western Australia. I don't see any EF5s, although I thought there was one. There is an EF/F4. Huh. Interesting. That's so cool. It looks like almost as if in Australia, tornadoes travel northwest. They kind of do. That's interesting. Tornadoes must travel a different direction according to the hemisphere. Yeah, let's see. If I filter it down to Australia. Can I see Australia? No, I can't. Oceania? Let's see, 1,451 tornadoes and 42 fatalities. America? Well... 82,291,000 tornadoes, 21,719 fatalities. Aw, Australia, that's cute. That's really adorable. I like your tornadoes. Aw, that's so cute. Literally so many tornadoes, the actual service is lagging. Dude, yeah, there's so many tornadoes in America, it lags my service. Look at this. That's a lot of naders. Because of the Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountains, the basin of the Mississippi River. I mean, in fact, the Mississippi Valley is just one giant bowl. It's literally like a mixing bowl. Like, yes, I mean, it's perfect. Gulf, moist, warm air, Canadian, dry, cold air, the Rocky Mountains, and Appalachia. It's perfect. In fact, there's some scientists that say that if we were even a couple degrees of latitude off, there's a chance that we wouldn't even be having any of this. America's just in a really bad spot for tornadic supercells. Hey, by the way, I'm going to tell you a little spoiler. But it's not like story spoiler. But I'm going to tell you something that's going to change your view. But you need to be able to get a lot of energy and electricity to power these. But look at this. What if I told you you could do this? Cyclones. Yeah, I keep forgetting in Australia you have cyclone. And then I think in like Japan they call them typhoons. And of course we call them hurricanes. Check this out. 7 iron ore, 13 ingots. With copper. Oh my god. I thought you doubled copper. You more than double copper. Oh my gosh. Look at this. And by the way, you know how you have to have... Do you know how you have to have 2 sheets of copper? 3, like... What is it, like 2 copper ingots for a sheet? You can turn 1 copper ingot into a sheet. Let me check the actual... It's a 2-to-1 conversion ratio, whereas this is a 1-to-1. And do you want to hear what's great about this recipe? All you gotta do is add water. It's water. If you can get enough energy to make this recipe, by all means do it. You literally get more bang for your buck. I will say the Titan Forest, you're actually in a pretty good spot in my opinion. Out of 0 out of 10, I'd rate your spot that you're at a nice 9 out of 10. The only con I can admit, actually I'd say like, I'd actually have to up it to a 10 out of 10. I would say space. You could build down here. You got water. You got space down here. You got a bunch of biofuel you could start off with. You got tons of coal up here. You got tons of iron right there. Tons of limestone, so you can make things like your concrete. You can make concrete, iron plates, copper wire, cables. And if you want to keep going further, you could take your coal and combine it. You can make steel. encased industrial beams, steel pipes. You can make all the crucial building materials very closely and not have to wander that far out. You see, with my location, the problem with my location is if you look, I gotta draw resources from so far. When we get oil, we want to build an oil rig on a tropical spire. Yup, you're gonna find a lot of them here. Okay, there are 3 spots you're gonna want to look for oil. Right here, and 100% right there. Now, be wary. I'm gonna tell you this because I'm gonna save you a lot of time. Go straight to turbo fuel if possible. Just do it. Do not do fuel. When I built my fuel plant, I could produce 8.7 gigawatts. When I upgraded to turbo fuel, it went from 8.7 to 50. So skip fuel, go to turbo fuel. And dilute your fuel and make it there into dilute fuel and then make your turbo fuel. But here's another thing you need to know. When you make a big power plant, imagine it as a campfire. You need a spark to start said campfire. So, you need to have a plant that is capable of generating enough power to power the machines to make the materials for the fuel. And then once the fuel starts hitting the generators, then it can sustain itself. But you have to have like a crutch. For example, the power from Crater Lake's generating facility over here, it actually helped kickstart this plant. And that plant will help kickstart a nuclear plant down the road. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Dude, I was getting Route 70 done so fast, and I started building this bridge. It slowed me to almost a snail's pace. I don't care. I really want to make a cool bridge. Why not? I don't know. Hope your day's going good. I'm in the middle of a severe weather outbreak tomorrow. One big giant bridge. I'll show you after I get this one right here. This cable support done. A big boy bridge. Okay, now I think it's time to work on the other side. Dude, yeah, now you see why I don't get anything done. Damn. I mean, no way this is getting something cool up. This is the biggest bridge of my root system. Give me a second, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm a nuthead when it comes to video games, and I'll show you why. Because check this out, I literally have a whole system planned out. This is root 70. I am right there. This little crossing is what I'm building. I have this route done. Oh my goodness, I need to get closer. I'll fall if I don't support this. I got this one done right here, this Route 5 that goes all the way down. And I also got 20 that goes all the way up there. 20 and 5 are done. I'm doing 70, which will go all the way from right here, which I have everything here between here done, and it's gonna end right here. After I get this bridge done, it's only probably gonna take me only like 3 or 4 days to get the rest of it done. I just started Satisfactory playthrough. I'm not trying to be like that, oh, join my stream, give me free views, but like, if you do want some tips, please feel free to hang out to me. I have another person who's getting water, and they just started Satisfactory. I can actually give you some time-saving tips. Trust me, I've wasted some time on things that I shouldn't have in this game. But yeah. They should make wind turbines. I know wind turbines are relatively low output power sources, but that'd be a great starter thing to have as wind turbines in this game. I will do so. How often do you stream? I stream very often. My schedule is very chaotic and non-professional. Yeah. Tomorrow, I may have to cut stream. There is a severe weather outbreak that could be happening tomorrow, and I am literally at the dead center of it. Like, I literally broke down the county map of the risk zone. I'm literally, like, bullseye onto it. I've never been this centered on a tornado outbreak possibility before. But, nothing to fear. If you actually don't know, I play from the basement. And guess what? We are constructing a new house. My sister, in her new house, has a 6-inch... We have a bunker with 6-inch thick concrete walls, reinforced with iron rebar. In the basement. Hey guys, I'm gonna go wash my car. I don't want to, like, I'm gonna have to step away. I'm gonna keep my stream on. If you guys don't want to stay and wait for me, you don't have to. I'll try to be back. I'll try to make it quick as possible. Try not to be more than, like, 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. This is unexpected. I'll hurry up. Be back. I'm back. Oh, if you two are still there, thank you for your patience. I am so sorry for that. I did not mean for that to happen. Where's the headset? There it is. Let's get back on it. Let's get back to work. It is 4, so I'll probably give myself another hour of work. Okay, let's do this. I like this shape that I'm making right now. I'm getting these cable supports built. My chat is glitching. Hello, other viewer. You find around your map. You should change your camera so it's not see-through. It looks pixelated when you move with Satisfactory. Really? Like that. Interesting. Thanks for letting me know. If you can hang a curtain something behind you, it would. Yeah, I agree. Hey, what's good? Ah, is that what I think it is? Hopzed, are you a tornado siren enthusiast? Are you a siren enthusiast? Or are you just taking a picture of a beach? Oh, it looks like you have a tornado siren in your picture, your profile picture. There's actually a really interesting cult fan base behind like tornado sirens. I'm not even kidding you. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing you're not a tornado siren enthusiast. Well, that's nice. Looks like Florida. No, I'm not using mods. Mod support is not available on PlayStation. Oh my gosh, is this, okay, is this all your friends? Because if so, nice to meet you. Man, that's like, man, I got 4 people from Australia. I swear, a lot of the people that watch my channel are not American. A cyclone siren. That's really cool. Man, and I've been to Cali. And in Cali, you'll have like areas of the road that says like tsunami zone. So if there's a tsunami that comes in, the areas where the signs that are labeled tsunami zone, it will get wiped out. Or it'll flood the road. Oh, then it's South Africa. Oh, man, I never actually see that many Americans. It's actually pretty cool. Just now I think about it, because I get to see so many other people or hear from so many other people from around the globe. That's just really cool in my opinion. One thing I like about streaming, honestly. We're all doing a 5-player Satisfactory world. That is awesome. Dang it. You know what's funny? You might actually recognize where I'm building this bridge at, because your base should be right there. If you told me correctly. Oh my gosh, you're really close to the island Spire coast. You can extract a lot of oil. In fact, here, let me help you out. Oh. My goodness. Dude, this is such a good spot on the map. In fact, you know what's funny? Route 70 of my road will go literally right by your base, essentially. Dude, you guys gotta build a road like where I'm doing. Cause you get access here. You guys, in my opinion, you should send somebody to start developing a mining network out here. There is an absolute ton of iron. Even at your beginning stages, you could extract thousands of iron and copper from that region. And look at that. All you gotta do is take that, belt it over or train it over, and there you go. You got your iron. Yeah, I'd honestly send someone out here in this desert to explore and go get you guys some iron. If you can tap into that desert, you're going to not regret it. In fact, we're building a motor factory right now. We're trying to make it huge. Oh. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of tip. Build up here. Try building over here because there's less nodes. Now, obviously, I don't recommend you build over nodes. Use every node that you can, provided you have the energy to do so. But, in my opinion, a really good tool for you to use is something called Satisfactory Interactable Map. Dude, this is so cool talking to a bunch of people who are doing a 5-player search. Now, again, it does, like, if you don't want to get spoiled on where the resources are, I wouldn't view it, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen that many story spoilers, but don't spoil me though. And listen, I'm gonna tell you how you can get the most out of your resources. Try, in my opinion, a really good thing, you guys should try to develop a really good sized power plant. Try to get to fuel as fast as you can. And when you do get to fuel, get turbo fuel and use the dilute fuel recipe. I told your friend over here about the dilute fuel recipe. You, if you're using HOR, you can actually dilute it and literally triple your fuel output if you use dilute fuel by adding water. And by the way, I have run math. It is literally significantly way more worth your time and energy to dilute the fuel. And guess what? In the future, you have to use packaged dilute fuel, but in the future when you get blenders, you can actually just run liquid right to it, and there you go, you get liquid dilute fuel. I'm sorry, my chair sounds like I'm ripping ass. I will say, guys, you guys are probably in one of the best spots in the game. Yeah, you get a little bit of hostile fauna, but you get a lot of resources. In fact, honestly, if I spawn in and I do another playthrough, I'm spawning right there. You don't really have that much access to the plains, but it's okay. Honestly, I know you're in that one zone, but you should actually probably try to make a good-sized factory over here. This is a good spot to build a factory, a mega factory. That, or guess what? I actually have a great idea. What if we've never even been down to the plains that pretty much at all? Yeah, good luck. Also, avoid here. But here's the thing. You can develop a mega factory over here and another mega factory over here. I mean, again, I'm not going to be your boss because I'm not going to be that person. But you could possibly divide people up and split them into different factories. Man, if I had a friend, I'd do that. Like I'm going to build my factory here. The Dune Desert, yeah. Again, try to build to the north of the Dune Desert. If you do this, that's where the least amount of nodes are gonna be. Oh my god, how fast are you going? And by the way, before you do any big mega project, research alternate recipes, plan throughputs, and get yourself a dimensional uploader. That way you can reduce downtime. By using dimensional uploaders, which are right here. Whoops. These dudes, if you supply your resources to these and you upload them, you won't have to go back for resources. That's actually why I'm able to build this bridge. I don't have to go back for resources. I can just keep building and building and building and building and building all I want. And nothing's gonna stop me. I don't know what we're doing. There's like 6 of us now. Oh my god! The vet. Yeah, you guys got a vet in your lobby. Yeah, I can imagine. What I've heard is getting nuts. You know what you could do? You guys are probably not like me. You guys probably don't care about cutting down tons of trees. You know what you could do? Level this area up here and make like a mesa base. Like level this red forest and make a mesa base. It's really high up, which means transporting liquids is a pain in the ass unless they're packaged. But here's the great thing about it. It's centered on the map. Yeah, but that's just an idea. I don't know why I like mesa bases. The red forest, you're really close to it. You're right here. I know exactly where you are. You are right there. All you gotta do is go up here, over here, and then you see this like little cliff area? This is the red forest. It's very dangerous though. We're gonna do some... You could bomb it, but you can either... You have 2 choices. A, you bomb it. Or B, you cut it. You cut it, it's slower, but you get a lot of biofuel. But you can also replace the biofuel with animal-based biofuel. But actually, wait, there's one catch. There is one catch. There's radioactive threats. So, I'd actually probably hold off on this until you get guns and bombs and radiation suits. Or, it's very dangerous. There are these, like, radioactive nodes. You have to break them, but it's radioactive in your inventory. You could do that, but you're going to need a hell of a lot of inhalers. From what I'm hearing, I don't think that's an impossibility for you. There's so many people making so many factories. We're getting such progress done in a little time. And then we should have oil. Yeah. You guys are gonna beat the game in about a week. If you guys can't, then you guys are probably just having a little bit too much fun chilling. But you know what? After that, here's your goal. Harvest every resource on the map. But by the way, honestly, I'm gonna give you a huge tip that'll save you time. Build a power plant down here. For turbo fuel, this is amazing because you have sulfur over here, a lot of coal over here, some bonus sulfur and coal over here. You got nitrogen reserves over here. This is a perfect place for a power plant. You could probably make at least 200 to 300,000 megawatts out of this little area right here. Also, honestly, you guys don't care about nature. Right here is a great place to build a coal plant. That place and right here. There's 3 pure nodes of coal right here, and there's a lot of coal right down this little alleyway. And fun fact, this right here connects to here. So you can go right here. Bro has the whole of Australia in his stream. No kidding, I get a lot of Australian viewers, you would not believe. Try to figure out what would look better. I want to make some bottom supports, like, look like as if, of course, it's, like, being held up. Whoops. Actually, I think if I do that, and I do my plan with the beams, it's gonna do that. See, I'm teetering on whether I should get the big ones, or if I should get the little ones. Again, I like this, but the problem is, it kind of looks a little bit bulky. Apologies. This is what I do sometimes. I can't decide what design I'm gonna make. Dude, it feels like summer today. It's a nice summer day, but it's too nice, too friendly outside for a storm system is brewing. Oh yeah, we're starting to enter it. And by the way, there's a severe weather outbreak that is bound to hit me, and I'm like right in the center of it. Like, I'm not even like trying to exaggerate. Like, oh, I'm not. No, like I look by counting, and I'm like bullseye target on the center. America is Australia. You remove all the you remove most of the wild animals that are trying to kill you. Replace it with weather. Especially in Illinois, you get tornadoes in June, or in like April through June. Then in the other months, and when it snows, you get like negative. I'll put this into Celsius. You get like negative 20-degree winters in Celsius. And what Illinois does? Illinois, like, you're like, oh yay, it's spring, and then 2 weeks later, it snows. I hate this. But then in summer, you'll get blisteringly hot summers. A lot of people from Eastern Australia come from America. Interesting. Yeah. By the way, you know I told your friend is that in Australia, there's a resource in this game that you guys specialize at. It's called bauxite. Bauxite, an orange material that is a primary derivative of aluminum. We have our windmills. Turbines. Man, I love wind turbines. I've been in one. I've been in a Vestas V136. And this, in the Gold Coast, has them. This is the Vestas V150. Almost exclusively manufactured in America. It is the pinnacle leading edge of Vestas. Yeah, again, I've climbed one of them. It's nuts. The one I climbed was 99 meters. And, by the way, if you look on this YouTube channel, I'm going to go in about, like, anywhere between half an hour to an hour. Because I'm going to go catch and look at some ones that are being built up north. We have some of the biggest, like, literally only like 20, 30 minutes away from me, are the biggest wind turbines onshore in the entire United States. Like, I like to go look at these ones that are being built. Infrastructure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Welcome to... Just don't go to rural Illinois. I'm telling you that. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Australian infrastructure is a lot better than ours. America. Politicians and our infrastructure have something in common. They're old and rapidly degrading. Oh, really? See, look at this. See, look, I have a dimensional uploader. See what happens when I make concrete? Excuse me. So, I'm gonna run out soon. You're in rural Illinois? Damn, originally from Illinois as well. Oh yeah, it's in Illinois, we got a lot of them. A lot of wind turbines. And tornadoes. Oh, nice. I kind of like these big boy pillars. You probably know by the time you probably know from what you can see me building. I like angled and like geometric structures a lot. You know what I like doing? Nobody's gonna see this. When I leave the stream and I stop building the underneath this bridge, you're probably never gonna see it again. I just like to add detail because I like to add it as if I was actually designing this like structural supports for a bridge. Now I'm gonna have to build I'm gonna build a bridge from this to this. And I have a great idea. I'm gonna build like 5 bundles of cables. No. I've seen a guy from Australia who works at a conservation and he has an AR-15 and he goes in this helicopter and the dude just snipes hogs. Like, he doesn't miss. He hits literally like 19 out of every 20 shots he fires. And he's moving in a helicopter. Oh yeah, you probably know who I'm talking about. Like, the dude is nuts! Yeah, boars, it's like, oh, and people are probably like, oh, why it's so cruel? Boars destroy everything, like goats. Nice. We actually had a boar problem in America a couple years back. They were paying people to kill them. Because, although it's like, oh, why are you guys paying to kill animals? Well, the problem is that boars, they destroy and trample over vegetation, and they eat a lot of it, and it starves a lot of natural animals that live in said area. See, look at the concrete at the bottom. See how it keeps going back up even though I'm spending it? That's a dimensional uploader. By the way, the thing that's letting me hover and fly, it's a late unlock. You have to wait to unlock this. Oh, just wait. I can't wait. Now, right now, you might be wondering what the hell these little pokes, like these little pokey pillars are right here. Those are going to be my, sub. Thank you. Oh, boy. This chair is awful. This is going to be a suspension truss bridge hybrid. Very weird. I remember my first little baby bridge. You know what's funny? Is I actually was about to destroy my first little tiny little baby bridge I've ever built. But I kept it and I just built right over it. That way one day I'll uncover it and I'll just say, hey look, it's my bridge. My little baby bridge I built when I was a couple weeks in this game. Oh, crap. Yeah. So, I actually have known about this game for years. I first saw Let's Game It Out, and I'm like, that's a cool game. I downloaded it on my mom's laptop, and it ran like shit. I probably didn't even get past Tier 1. That's how bad I could not get. So I gave up. But, a couple of months, several months ago, I heard it was coming out on PlayStation. I'm like, yes! I knew, I'm like, yes! And then I've been addicted to... Look, I don't have a prom, you have a prom. Like, 53 hours? Yeah, fake news. Anyway, as I was saying. Like, I mean, you gotta appreciate the attention to detail. You actually have, like, the bolted plates to the supports of the truss, like the foundational supports. I'll probably decorate these supports. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. Dude, I'm waiting I'm sorry if my brain is a mile a minute. By the way, I'm just gonna let you guys know, you may not know this, but you can destroy these. Also, get Xenobashers. With Xenobashers, you can, Bash, people. Also, you can make nukes. I have yet to do this, but I could work towards it. Where is the, Is it alien technology that I'm missing on? I don't know which one it was. I don't know where the basher was. Oh no, it's in a tier upgrade. You can't unlock it from the map. You have to go to the hub. Okay, I'll shut up. Dude, I'm waiting on this map for these two orange zones to possibly collide, and then in the middle form a moderate severe risk zone. I just know it's gonna happen. I mean, that's a big yellow zone. Ready to enter the next half hour of boring ass gameplay? I know this sounds tedious, but this look I like the extra look of this. It makes it look less flat and bland. I'm going fast. See if I can lock in. But if you want to laugh your ass off, just search up Let's Game It Out, Satisfactory. Like, one of the most popular Satisfactory videos is made by him with like 35 million views. It's the Hypertube cannon. Oh, this is angled. Even though it's angled, it actually fits so well. It looks so nice. But yeah, speaking of the wind turbine, by the way, you know, I'm actually, like, that's where I'm going to college to do, is to be a maintenance worker for one of them. I will say on the bestest units, it's very spacey. Again, I like how these things. You are working for wind turbines? Not yet. I'm trying to get hired. I almost was able to go to Portland and, you know, do training for them, but they turned me down. And I have the credentials to do it. I actually could stop college right now. Like, I have enough credentials, but I'm considering possibly taking more mechanical engineering courses and then trying to get into a factory job and see if I can get some industrial experience. Damn it. Yeah, I know putting these plates are really tedious. But I like it. Every time I see that screen flicker on my iPad, I'm thinking that the National Weather Service is going to update the map, and I'm just waiting. Again, I feel like we could get a red zone tomorrow. If you don't know, in America, we have, of course, what's called the National Weather Service, and I'm looking at what's called convective outlook, and we have 6 colors of zones. Light green means TSTM, thunderstorm. This thunderstorms, whatever. First, green, marginal, 1 out of 5 severe weather threat. 2, slight. Yep, it's slight. 2 is slight. 2 out of 3 severe weather event. 3, which is orange. 3 out of 5 severe weather threat, which is enhanced. 4, red. 4 out of 5 severe weather threat. Yeah, your friend told me. By the way, how I said that, I didn't mean that. I might just come off like, oh, I don't care. No, I'll address that in a second. So 4 out of 5, which is red and moderate, but the one that took your friend's uncle's life was a rare purple. 5 out of 5 high chance. Purple zones are so rare that they're only seen about 2 or 3 days out of the entire year. You're lucky to even see them out 2 or 3 days. Purple and red zones usually indicate very, I don't know. So you can actually go look at this. It's free. This is called the National Weather Service Convective Outlook, and this is the severe weather threat for tomorrow. It's been updated a couple times. They added that orange zone in the south. But the tornado that claimed your friend's uncle is one of the most infamous in American history. Phil Campbell Hackleberg of 2011, April 27th. That was an EF5. Yeah, man. So, unfortunately, he was probably one of the very few people on Earth to even, unfortunately, die from an EF5. You know what's interesting is that you can actually find pretty good video documentaries about Phil Campbell because it's such a well-known tornado. In fact, meteorologists study it to this day. I've known about it for a while. And by the way, EF5s are very rare. That day that tornado occurred, there was 4 of them. Usually they spawn at roughly 1 every 2 to 3 years, but they've been on a drought lately. For 4 EF5s to spawn in a single day, I mean, the weather to spawn tornadoes was some of the best on that day. In fact, I would almost classify April 27, 2011 as being one of the most severe tornado days of all time in the United States. It definitely ranks top 3 of the worst tornado days. I mean, I'll show you a screenshot. I have radar history all the way back to 1995. So I can actually go through archives. That's a perk of my special radar app. So if I just go to 3 p.m., this is hell. Oh wait, I'm like, why is it not there? Look at all those warnings. Of course, some warnings, that is what they looked like. Actually, wait. Fast forward to 3. I think I see it. There it is. The Phil Campbell. This tornado emergency was issued, and it reads like this. Tornado emergency, which, by the way, if you don't know, we have tornado warnings, and then it goes to tornado warning confirmed, which means that, okay, we've seen it, to tornado warning PDS, or PDS tornado warning, which means particularly dangerous situation, which means it is large and spotted. And then escalates all the way to the rare tornado emergency, which is like, it's a big tornado, it's violent, it's going towards a city or a town. Look at that. No, no, but I might go Falling Storms tomorrow if, it's not, like, at night. Let's see the velocity on it. Wow! Dude, look at that velocity coupling on Phil Campbell. Look how bright... That shows up as white on the camera. Which... Trying to. See that? This red and that light color green, that's what a stereotypical couplet looks like. But look at this one. I mean, this could be because it's so far away from the radar. I'm gonna pick another one. Maybe that's a mild, like, maybe it's like hyping it up a bit. That radar is down at that time. That radar is bad. That's range folding. That's my closest shot, but that's pretty nutty. Let's see, I can actually go and, let's see, that is 9,000 foot up. It is reading 50 miles an hour, about 10,000 feet up. That velocity signature is very strong. Let's see, the 4 EF4s of 2011, April 27, 2011, was Phil Hackelberg, Smithville, Rainsville, and there's another one. Phil Campbell, Hackelberg, that's the same one. Rainsville, Smithville. And yeah, there is one more. Smithville was probably even worse than Phil Hackelberg. It literally exploded dirt from the ground. It sucked curtains through through the joint between the ceiling and the wall of a house. Major 2-story brick apartments vaporized to dust for both tornadoes, actually. Have you ever heard of El Reno? The El Reno tornado of 2013? Oh my god. El Reno is a fat boy. El Reno measured at a staggering 2.6 miles wide. I'm gonna convert the kilometers, you know, the superior measurement. That equates to 4.18 kilometers big. Oh my god. For a Satisfactory map that's from here? Oh my god, it's wider than that point. From here to right here. Jesus. Dude, if you placed El Reno's tornado on the map, it would literally engulf like half of it. Imagine that. From here to here, that's how wide that tornado was. At its widest point. It wasn't always that wide. It is the widest tornado ever recorded. There's a couple close contenders, ones that were like 2.25 and 2.5 miles. Helicity. I play in. I used to stream a game called Twisted on Roblox. But dude, I think honestly, Yeah, and you want to talk about Phil Campbell? Talk about Rainsville. Rainsville, it went to this. It tore up asphalt off this road. It vaporized a 2-story brick apartment down to the slab. It heaved a tornado shelter out of the ground. It literally traveled over a concrete porch, shattering it, turning it to dust. A 800-pound vault of solid steel vault that was anchored to that concrete base was violently ripped off, and its steel door was violently dislodged and never found. Or for like Moore, Oklahoma, the EF5 in Moore, Oklahoma of 2013, it took a car and wrapped it around a tree. Or going back to the Rainsville tornado, it took a school bus and ripped it violently down to the frame. The engine, the frame, and the wheels were still left. Everything else was gone. Smithville did almost the same as Rainsville, but the key, it was traveling at 60 miles an hour and still putting out that amount of damage. Smithville even went from an EF1 to an EF5 in 6 seconds flat. That's why I always say tornadoes are always unpredictable. I've seen a cold funnel. Let me just tell you, a cold funnel is nowhere as strong as a tornado, but you definitely feel a sense of awe and inferiority to the power of Mother Nature, even in the presence of a mere cold funnel. Cold funnels are phenomena. Now, cold funnels are small little funnel clouds that will descend from the clouds, and then after it does its thing and meanders around the field, it will then usually go right back up, and it will die. They usually last about 5 minutes, and they're really cool. I've only seen one cold funnel, and they're so cool. Very rare cases they do become tornadoes, though. And when I saw the cold funnel, it was a very clear day. Dude, that's an experience I'll never forget. That was so many years ago, and I still remember it vividly in the back of my head. But you know one of my nuttiest days? I remember I stayed home from high school. Like, I literally contacted my high school. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to school tomorrow. There is a high zone, which is like the worst you can get. And then I'm at my house. I'm tracking the storm going over my school. And it starts rotating. And immediately when I'm about to say, hey, it's rotating, like literally right before I was about to warn them of it rotating, they get a tornado warning. I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but I have actually predicted tornado warnings up to half an hour in advance. I can identify rotation on radar. It's really easy, actually. You just gotta look at couplets. But you gotta make sure you're not looking at like a down burst or like a macro burst or a micro burst. You ever got tornado? Barely, because we live out in the middle of nowhere. You can't hear tornado sirens where we live. Hey, I'm actually going fast on these supports. I might get off soon, but I don't know how soon. Let me see. Where's my phone at? I didn't know. The good thing is, we do have precautions. One, I'm pretty decently educated in meteorology, so I can actually track if it's going, if there's gonna be one that's gonna hit my house. And two, although my sister's house is not done yet, we have a bunker with 6-inch concrete for that occasion. So we literally have a storm bunker on our property. The only way it could ever be destroyed is a strong, violent EF5 were to occur, which is slim to none. Yeah, not only do we have a basement, we actually have, technically we have 2 basements, because we have 2 houses. And the newer house that we have has a storm shelter. Yeah, if you don't know, in my house, so I'm streaming in my basement right now. It actually used to be my grandma's basement, but I live in it. Yes, I admit I live at home. If you know the living situation in America, it sucks. Like, a single person home will run you like $50,000. It really sucks. And you got utilities. And here's the thing, my parents are like, oh, you can stay at home. You just gotta have a job. Which I do. I don't have one today or tomorrow because I don't work them hours. So even though it looks like I'm a lazy-ass gamer, I actually do value getting a job. I just hope the turbine company can give me a chance. What do you work as? I'm a dishwasher. It's a dirty job, but it gets you paper. But honestly, I hope if I can work as a turbine tech, I hope to integrate my knowledge of meteorology to plan maintenance downtimes and reduce downtime costs. And maybe if I do get older and my body... I have a pretty good plan. If my body ever wears out on me as a turbine tech, I might go back to college, learn meteorology, and maybe apply at the National Weather Service as an office job. And work that the rest of my life. Because it actually... they pay better for meteorologists than turbine techs. That is... you know, I could get more money if I work many years and I actually become like a lead tech. Not really. I'm not a freaking like, I'm not like overweight. I'm like a middle, right? Like I'm not too overweight, but I definitely could get a little bit of exercise, which I have been doing. I've been getting a lot more water. Like, I went to a climbing course, I climbed like 300 meters equivalent of a rope ladder or a flexible ladder to even train for the turbine. Get down. I guess. Dude, it feels like spring out. It's so weird considering like a month ago it was freezing. That's how you know. Like in America, skies are clear right now. Like where I'm at, of course. Skies are clear, it's getting warm. That's when you really want to start paying attention. Because you know something's about to go nutty. What's the temperature right now? 71 degrees? Humidity is 68%. Pressure is stable, but mildly low. Yeah. Dew point's at 60 degrees. Point is the temperature at which the air needs to become completely saturated with air. So I think the air right now is holding the most. Let's see, the air right now has the most amount of water it can physically have. Or no, dew point is the temperature. No, right. Dew point is the temperature of which the water or the atmosphere can hold the most amount of water or become saturated. Dew point is the temperature of which the atmosphere becomes saturated. So, for example, at 70 degrees, the temperature can become 100% saturated, because right now it's 70. Oh, thank you. 60-degree dew point. Ugh, that's not gonna be fun. Let's see. I think I've identified like a mild capping inversion. A thermal inversion is it is an inversion in the atmosphere where it gets a little bit hotter and then it gets colder. And the problem is that this traps rising moist air, and it builds up, and then it can either suppress the severe weather, or if the lift is able to overcome this cap, the thunderstorms become what's called explosive. And no doubtedly, you've seen this over in Australia. You'll see a thunderstorm, and then out of nowhere, you just see lightning everywhere, like once a second, and you can see it rising if you sit down long enough. That is an exploding thunderstorm. And that indicates that the cap that is in place has been broken. Yeah. Let's see, Hodograph doesn't look that good. Straight line. Shear looks like ass. You know what? Not surprised. Biggest in the world sometimes. Although the biggest was in America with 6-inch chunk of hail once. Like a 7, I think it's like 7.5. We would get tornadoes so much if we had more wind shear and cold air. I mean, America really, we live really close to the polar vortex. You know what? Oh my god, that's an observation. No wonder. I was observing Australia. Your tornadoes seem to be on the southern part of the country, the southern part of the continent, whereas tornadoes on America go on the southern. Oh wait, never mind. I'm dumb. Actually, I'd expect it. I'm wrong there. I would expect tornadoes to be north if we were applying Coriolis effect or whatever. Where's my phone? Let's find it. And... shut up. Come on. Let's not be in my room. I don't like where my controller is. It's gonna fall off. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh, well, it's 5. I thought I was gonna have to leave, like, right now. But, you know what? I have about, let's see, what is that? 6? 6:56? That's my son, that's... I got an hour of direct sunlight left. I can wait a little bit. I can wait a little bit. Yeah, I have to admit, even today, it is unseasonably warm. Let's see, going back on my records, I have a weather station. Literally, a week ago, we had a average temp of 46 degrees. Right now, our average is 55. Like, the highest last week, let's see, like, oh wow, we actually had pretty high temps last week. Let's see, our lowest temp today was 44.2, and a week ago, the lowest was 29. The lowest temp last week was freezing, and now it's 44.2, which is just above freezing. Yeah, it is very unseasonably warm today. Fun fact, on severe weather days, clear days like this are a good sign of rising motion, whereas cloudy days and overcast days are indicative of sinking motion. But then you guys have a cold weather storm. Oh yeah, welcome to America. Cold storm the first day, and then we are gonna get tornadoes. Yeah, it's America for a nutshell, by the way. Our weather is so whack over here. Oh man, you know what we have that I don't think Australia has? Is poison ivy. I'm pretty sure poison ivy is only made for like North America and Asia. Oh my god, it sucks. Probably not as much of the plants over there, but poison ivy secretes this grease-like liquid called urushiol, and when you get contact with it, it gives you a rash, and it sucks. Oh god, I've heard about that. Oh, that's cute. Didn't you guys discover something called the Newcastle Big Boy? That was like the funnel web, but like bigger. Like twice as big. I don't know, but you want to hear the great thing about poison ivy? The grease-like substance, which is really hard to get off your skin, it's invisible to the naked eye. So, you can get it on your skin and not even know. Oh, and guess what? Oh, did you think it ended there? No, because guess what? If you burn it, you will literally freaking die. That's right. If you try to burn poison ivy, you can actually kill yourself, because it gets in your lungs and swells them up. Like, literally, poison ivy is so toxic, apparently, that I've seen people, apparently, I'm not sure how, actually. Oh, yeah, everywhere. It's everywhere in my state. Let's see. Aerosolizing urushiol, the potent oil found in the plant, which inhale causing severe rapid inflammation, blistering, and swelling of the throat and airway. It can block, the severe allergic reaction can block airways, resulting in fatal suffocation. My god, so you literally can't burn it. It's everywhere. And you know what we have? We have a rule down here in Illinois. We have 3 leaves, let it be. Poison ivy is best described as a plant that looks almost just like oak, but the middle leaf is slightly more extended further than the 2 leaves on the left and the right. This is what poison ivy looks like. It's very easy. This is a good life hack. You see how these 2 leaves combined right here? You see how that leaf is a little bit pushed forward? That's poison ivy. And all you gotta do is just touch it. You can brush up against it or just a little bit of a touch, and you get rashes wherever you touch it on bare skin. Oh, and it gets worse because there's a possibility that if it touches something and you touch the thing that it touched, it could rub off on you that way as well. And the bad thing about America, it's absolutely everywhere. It's so bad that literally I don't recommend walking in forests, at least in Illinois, without muck boots and pants. Because if you're not rocking muck boots and at least some pants in woods, you're gonna get poison ivy, and it sucks. And that rash, once it's on, it stays on your body for about a week before it goes away. And if you're really unlucky and you start itching, oh, by the way, it itches and it sucks. And then, if you're unlucky, you can actually spread it further. Yeah, I hate poison ivy. Yeah, I've gotten rash from it so many times. It really sucks. I like how this looks right here. Like the struts, like the what do you call it? Lattice structure under here is so cool. There you go. Consuming these beams faster than I can supply them. This game is fun by itself, but it's gotta be fun with, like, so many people on it. It is, yeah, it's starting to really take its... I'm gonna have to wait for a second. If you think it's gonna be now, if you think it's gonna be good now, just wait till I get the suspension cables in it. Which require these beams, which is gonna suck because I'm gonna have to wait for them to regenerate. It took a while, but those little, like, little bases inside here, like, where I just pointed, is really nice. Ugh, ears ringing. Speaking of little base... I think we all know what time it is. If anybody's ever seen me build a bridge before, you know what time it is. Oh, wow. I told you, this would be a truss suspension bridge hybrid. Which I seem to have a good liking. I think I keep liking the bridge truss hybrids. Yes. Oh, that's cute. We're not doing that. We're doing this. Now this is where it's going to really start taking its structure. Adds just a little bit more character to it. I've been waiting for so long to put these cables in. But you know what's cool about these cables? They don't sag, but you can do this with them. You can actually make them go anywhere. Oh, this right here, it's gonna be weird right here because this is like, this side is not as measured good as this other side. Oh, that looks nice. Finally, the cables are now in. And let's do it to the top. These beam connectors really out just a little bit more character. Constructing little beams everywhere. These are cables, they're not beams. Nice. nice. We were doing so good there for a second. Would it shock you to know that I actually come up with these designs essentially almost on the fly? You see, you're gonna realize I really like pentagons, and I've actually built this to kind of mimic a pentagon. Let's see if I can make a nice like barrier. Or there's a way to actually make these like insides here glow. I think it was like make a sign or something. I don't know. I actually have a better idea. What if we take these steel beams and take them out of the uploader? I love building suspension bridges with clusters, with like braided cable clusters. Man, imagine if I built this. There's like no cross support, but we're gonna build these cross support beams that you can see down there. I shouldn't like. I think. Oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? This bridge is taking so long. Well, the reason it's taking so damn long is because, well, it's the biggest bridge I've ever built in this game. Oh, it goes all the way up that far. No, let's do this side. Oh, I gotta adjust that side piece right there. Yeah, and of course I'm gonna build barriers over here. I always do. I think I'm just gonna leave this open. You just fall off like an idiot like me. Come on, beam connector. Oh, nice. You won't be able to see this for a very far apart on the map. Man, the sheer scale of this is absolutely crazy. It does. Thank you for the compliment. Honestly, I'm like, ooh, what if I build like a triangular base? And by the way, honestly, if I have to be completely honest, building this is actually really simple. I'll be right back. Okay. I might be going soon. If you are wondering what the heck, if you're wondering what is on my whiteboard, it is a logo for my nuclear power plant I'm planning on building in the future. Amphibian nuclear power plant will be constructed right here. If you think this bridge is going to be big, it won't be as grand because I may not have everything on the top, but I'm going to build a causeway from right here to right here. 1.1 kilometer wide long causeway. It will be almost twice as long as this bridge. Okay, so I really want to put more red on this. Ooh. 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 Man, life hack unlocked. I have to adjust these, but oh, that's so good. Anyway, guys, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna go. I'll probably be back in about 2 hours. I'm gonna go look at the turbines. And by the way, I'll post a short. And you'll see it here in about an hour. But, I'm gonna go and look at the wind turbines before the sun goes down. I will be back tonight, though. Tomorrow is gonna be an interesting day. Again, I will be back tonight. Hopefully we'll finish this bridge. Anyway, peace out. Thanks for coming by.